Daniel Sohaga is, Andrew Charlton is the Managing Director of Aviation Advocacy. He joins us now from Cormatan, in France. Well, this is going well. I'm sorry to get your name wrong. I do apologise. Flybe started flying again in April last year and under new management after ceasing trading in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. As we said, what's gone wrong this time?
Well, I think what's gone wrong this time is what went wrong last time, which is that it's very difficult in such a competitive market to sustain services where there are perfectly good other alternates such as trains and other providers, other airlines that can get in and provide the service. It's a dog-eat-dog world, the aviation world.
Andrew, are the difficulties that Flybe faced unique to it, or are they common to regional carriers in other parts of the world?
Oh, absolutely common. No, they're not unique to it at all. It tried to, in effect, fly below the radar by flying to small cities. I say that without meaning to be rude to them, but by flying to smaller locations, putting together small connections. But it also flew to Heathrow. So it tried to do things at a very sort of friendly and low-cost way, but the reality is for aviation, certainly in Europe, there are too many airlines and too much competition, and also, of course, excellent train connections and often good road connections as well, making it very difficult in this sort of small regional market.
All right, so what is the future for regional airlines, given that some of them provide a lifeline, particularly to island communities? Should governments be subsidising them as a vital public service?
Look, Adrian, there's no question that the answer to that question is yes. If a community is so remote, and islands are obviously a very fine example of that, then there are good public policy reasons why the government should pay to keep those things going. But I think more generally across Europe, we have, frankly, too many airlines. Yes, of course, for passengers and for the staff at Flybe this morning, it's a tragedy, and I'm not trying to shy away from that. But as a general comment, we have too many airlines in Europe, and European travellers are better served by having good, strong, profitable airlines than by having too many struggling all the time airlines. And so I'm obviously upset for the people today, but as a general comment, I don't think this is all bad news.
You say too many regional airlines. I suppose there's also the argument that due to aviation's impact on climate change, there are the greener alternative means of transport readily available, at least in the UK and across most of the European continent. There is no place for regional airlines in this market right now.
Well, it's certainly a hard argument to sustain a place for regional airlines that when there's a perfectly fine train connection that is available to you. And often, frankly, by the time you've got out to the airport and done the flying and come back into the centre of the city, of course, usually often quicker. That said, I mean, you're in very tricky water here. Very short-haul aircraft emit much less than long-haul aircraft. In fact, it's the long-haul flying that's really the most unsustainable, but of course the most necessary in terms of there being fewer alternatives. It's a complicated topic.
Andrew, sorry to muck up your name at the beginning there. Andrew Charlton it is. Managing Director.
You didn't call me like that, so everything's fine.
Managing Director of Aviation Advocacy in Cormatan in France. Really good to talk to you, Andrew. Thank you.
And to you. Take care.